Hi everyone, this is Country Music News International, and my name's Nigel Sharpe. And today I've got the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Bill Taylor, the man with the beard. That's a serious beard you got there, Bill.
Good to have. Thank you for having me, Nigel. Yeah, I always tell people on the beard. They're like, "Hey, you do that?" I was like, "You just be lazy, just don't touch it."
I did actually try that once. It
Yeah,
just got really itchy once it got about 1 inch long or something. So these days I've just got the stubble. So
right.
at least I don't have to worry about shaving anymore. 'Cause I've always hated shaving.
Yeah, I think that
Um,
was one of the main ones for me too. Plus, it hides the double chin real nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, mine is pretty prominent now, but there you go.
Oh, you're good, brother. You're good.
Okay, let's get to some music. That's what we're here for. Now, I think it's fair enough to say that you are a bluegrass musician from the great state of Kentucky, of course. But it strikes me that the music that you do, particularly your own songs,
Hmm.
it's not exactly quite traditional bluegrass, is it?
No,
That's not how it sounds to me.
no, it's kind of me being raised in Kentucky. That's what I've been around. So I love my mandolins, fiddle,
Yeah,
banjo. Um, but I kind of just we always say what we play is mountain music, so it can sound more traditional country. We'll have songs that sound like straight bluegrass, and then I've got a lot of songs that are just folk storytelling
right.
songs. So I guess you would label it as alternative or Americana. That's the word I was trying to look at.
Yeah, or it's just Bill Taylor music.
Yeah, it's just Bill Taylor music,
There you
man. It's
go.
just, that me and some friends we get together. I'll show them songs that I wrote, and music comes from it from there.
Now you've got a little band, and if I can pronounce it properly, it's the Appalachian Heathens.
Yes, yes. We put the R in there on purpose, because when Mama will come to try to whoop her ass, that's what she'd be a holler. She'd be like, "Come here, you bunch of heathens."
Yes, and they're quite hairy as well. I noticed that in at least one video, there's at least one more big beard in that
Oh
in your
yeah, yeah,
band.
yeah. We've got right now we've got my buddy Derek Emery. He's in there. He's redheaded, and then we got another guy named Joe Cox, and he's getting quite the beard going on.
Right. But apart from your own stuff, which we'll get back to in a minute, but the other thing that really kind of stood out for me was this Silver Bullet Bluegrass,
Mhm.
and you singing on this one particular song, or did you sing on any others? I've only heard
So
one.
I got the thing on "Roll Me Away."
Yeah, that's
Uh,
the one I've heard.
and that's the only one I'm on, and he ended up asking me would I like to do it as a would it if he did it as a single, would I like that? I was like, yeah, of course.
Cool.
And that was totally different for me because as much as I love bluegrass, I've never really sung that fast. If you can tell, I've got quite a draw, and it was something to get used to, but it was fun. And I ended up getting to work with two of the probably greatest people for music, man. I didn't even realize what I was getting into when I first got asked about it. They got us down at Muscle Shoals, and I got to record with Jimmy Nutt, and it was something else. When they finally sent me what they were going to, the finished product, I had three friends in the car. We was blew away.
I suppose it's a kind of tribute to Bob Seger.
Hmm.
Is it actually a complete album of Bob Seger
It's
songs?
Yeah, so every song on there is from something Bob's done in his lifetime.
Right.
Uh, yeah, every single song, and it's got a lot that you'll know by the name, and then maybe you might not know.
Anyway, but going back to that particular song, one of the things that struck me about it was that, okay, so it's a bluegrass version of that song, but it's not a typical kind of chord sequence for bluegrass music.
Right,
So
right.
did you find that, like tricky to sing to, or was it, well, hell, I know this song anyway, so I'm just going to sing it?
Honestly, for me, it wasn't really the tones and harmonies. It was the fast talking, the fast paced talking that I had to put it into words. Like it didn't take us too long, but I just had to really get a feel for the song. Um, like I said, man, I've got this draw. It took me a few times. Now I can sing it, pretty good. But that was the hardest part for me.
When did this project actually kind of first sort of get off the ground? And when did you get involved in it?
Okay, I think he started it. He started a few songs back in 2012, and they kind of put it on the shelf for a little bit. And Randall wanted to get back started on it. We have a mutual friend named Sean Brock, and Sean had told him about me, and said if you listen to him, if you bring him down, you won't regret it. So that's when I got with Randall. It's been about, I guess, 5 6 months ago, maybe. We got to talking about it and stuff, and I went down to Muscle Shoals a couple months ago and recorded what you hear now. And I'm actually up here at Randall's now, man. He's
Huh.
become a good friend of mine.
So if you're going out, doing shows here, there, and everywhere, I mean, are you performing that with the Heathens?
Okay, so up to this point, it had been me and boys for almost all shows. Lately, I've been doing a lot of, when I go out like this, financial reasons, I will either go solo or
Mhm.
me and my father. I think you saw him walk in the background a while ago.
I did.
Um, yeah, we're doing some duos up here in Michigan. When I get back down to Kentucky, I'll be with my band, and then I've got a run going to Pittsburgh and New York. That'll be solo, so I'll
Right.
be up there solo for a little bit. So it's back and forth.
Let's get to your songwriting. Do you write a lot or not so much? How is it for
Oh, I
you?
try anymore. I try to. I've been writing quite a bit the past. Well, since we started the band almost 2 years ago, I've really got into it. Honestly, before that, Nigel, I was doing a cover band with me and Dad. We did a lot of just cover music, and that ended up we kind of went stale on it and stopped doing it because with cover work, I mean, it's hard to get anywhere with that. And I started talking to some buddies, actually some that's in the band still, about getting serious into writing our own stuff. And that's when the Appalachian Heatherns started. I
Right.
wrote Strength first after I wrote about 10 songs that I didn't like. And it's just went from there. So, yeah, for about 2 years, I've been writing every day about it. I try to at least pick up a pen and paper and write every day. I might not get anything out of it. More than likely, I'm not. But
So,
those I was told by an artist to always try to write something because you never know when something's going to click.
and in terms of kind of, inspiration for writing, I mean, do you write about things that are personal to you or, the world around you or what your friends are up to?
Yeah, brother, it's family. I write a lot about family. I wrote a little about friends, but everything so far has been basically either my life or somebody close to me's life. Because where we do live, unfortunately, the rural area of Kentucky is hit hard with drugs and things of that sort. So I've got a lot of stories to tell about that part. We grew up. We wasn't dirt poor, but we grew up pretty rough. Dad was a roofer, and he took care of 5 kids, and that made it a little rough. So I learned to be thankful for everything that I've got, and I think a lot of that comes into the music, like the song I was saying a while ago, Strength Talks. The whole
Yeah.
story is about my dad and my papa about hard times and pulling through for their family.
When did you actually start singing? You've got a very strong voice. It's quite a marked voice. You said yourself you've got a strong accent,
Yeah.
Kentuckian accent, but regardless of the accent, you still got it's a powerful voice. When did you first start singing?
So dad used to be a Pentecostal preacher. He was
Ah,
an evangelist growing up, and
right.
I've been in church ever since I had a memory all the way up till I was about 23, 24. And I sang in church. And the Pentecostal churches I went to were speaking in tongues. They shout, they lay hands on the sick. It was very loud, and we had drums, bass, so I was around that kind of music, more of a loud blues type sound more than
Yeah.
anything. Maybe country rock. And I always loved that. And I always want that. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. When we was real little, Dad made us sing. He was like, "Get up here, sing for the Lord." And
Yeah.
my love for singing grew quick though. So I've been singing as long as I can remember. And I think that the powerful that comes out is because in Pentecostal uh background, that's how you sing, man. Like you play fast, you play loud, and I always call it hollering. You just yell.
Yeah. Well, you should stick with it, that's for sure. So I'm going to wrap this up. I've got lots of lovely information I can pack into a video. And so I'm going to say thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us. I say we always appreciate that, and we do, but I particularly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It's great talking to other musicians who you would normally never meet.
It's a pleasure getting to meet you, brother.
You too, Bill. Okay, so I'm going to sort of wave goodbye here. And okay, so you take care of yourself.
I appreciate that, brother. Take
Thanks
care.
again. Bye.